This is Overtime, a weekly moment of off-the-cuff commentary on everything from sports and politics to observations about everyday life from NFL All-Pro Carl Lee. Welcome to Overtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee, and this is my Overtime segment that I do after we get off the air, after Hollis Lewis and I get off the air from our from Let's Talk. And I want to have a conversation. I'm going to try to do this as a civil conversation just so that everybody understands what is taking place and kind of how I personally feel. So this is me kind of giving you, a little bit of insight into my own individual personal emotions and how that reacts to certain types of things. As you know, that I've had a couple shows here that have discussed youth football and the reality of what happens in youth football. South Charleston, Dunbar, and Charleston have been left out of youth football in the Kanawha County. And again, as many of you already do know, and I found out that today the reasoning that was given to the city of South Charleston, the reason why South Charleston is not going to be able to play in this league is because supposedly that I had called them racist. And I'm sure that many of you all can go back and listen to the comments. It's out there. Let me explain to you what and why that statement seems crazy to me, of why you're not going to allow South Charleston to play. First and foremost, I have the utmost respect for the mayor, Frank Mullins of South Charleston, and I've spoken to him today. I've spoken to Sean, as well as the director, and all the folks that I needed to speak to about this. And I'd like to think that if you're in the league, if you're in the Appalachian League, and you know me, you know that the one thing that I will do and will always do, I was taught to do, was I'll stand up for what I think is right. And anytime, for any reason, that you hinder 3 communities from playing youth football, for whatever the reason is, if it's the adult in the room, then say something to the adult. But it's the adults in the room who come up with that. And let's just let's rewind what took place, right? So that we're fully aware. And someone told me today that this happened once before, or I said this once before. That's what so it's not what happened now, but this happened the last time that we split up. Okay? The common denominator is the last time we split up. And not we split up, but you all left us out. And so when I retraced the actions of how we did this, we found out that there was a league that had been created with the teams that we typically play. and that we were not in. We had an opportunity, we as South Charleston youth football program, we had an opportunity to go in, a 20-minute time to go in, to speak to them directly, and to try to make the case of why we needed to be in. At this point, there hadn't been any conversation. I didn't know who was the head of the Appalachian League at that point. And there was a specific bylaw that says you could not be city funded or grant funded. Charleston is grant funded. They worked hard to get a grant to support their youth football program. We are fortunate enough to have a mayor who sees youth sports as relevant and part of the city budget. So we are city funded. It's not NIL money. We get helmets, we get shoulder pads. It's not giving us any specific advantage. It's just the opportunity to get any and everything that we need. So I don't understand. So when somebody targets you because you are the only person that is city funded, and everybody wants to be city funded, that our kids can't play. And what scares me about that is what'll happen is our kids will end up playing somewhere else because somebody will come and get them. And that's likely what could happen. But after I found out that we were out and that they had called us that night about 10:30 or so, called Jacob and told him that they declined us from being in. And for me, I was angry. And rightfully so. The kids in my community are not going to get an opportunity to play in a local league. And I hate to, and the bad thing about this is nobody wants to sit down and have a conversation about this. Nobody. Everybody says it's something else. It's somewhere else. It's nothing that we can do. But I do think that there is a law that states that the SSAC, I don't know if it's the SSAC or who it is, but I think, and I don't hold me for the exact quote because I'm no good at that, but it states that you cannot have any form of prejudice against any particular group when it comes to any of the fields, any of the facilities. You can't knowingly commit any kind of racial issues. And I'm just curious of how many people can say that every single time that teams have split up, South Charleston, Charleston, and Dunbar are the three teams that are always left behind. This has happened 4 or 5 times. If you're a president, if you're a black president of a team, what can we call it? The very first time that we were booted out of the league, what did I do then? Did I say anything? So why did we get booted then? The second time, what did I say? Did I say anything? No. Third time. Fourth time. How many times can you go after my kids until when should I be able to say something? When should I be able to call it how it feels to me? What it looks like to me? And if you really want to go back and I asked the question. I'm going to tell you what it is. You tell me what it looks like, what it feels like to you. But ladies and gentlemen, this is youth football. And I don't care what part of the government that you're in, to say that you can't do anything, you can't say anything, that's wrong, man. I don't care. Like, look, this is not about me. We got kids that are going to not play youth football. We're in a huge basketball all-star tournament that plays everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. And I truly believe that folks in these communities do not care about whether or not they play. Like they don't care. They're not saying no, let's don't play them. They don't care who they play. We're playing different teams every day. We played Ripley the other day, and everybody played, and they went home. Everybody went home, and everybody was satisfied. We won this one, they won that one, and hey, everybody's fine. Nobody said anything, no fights, no nothing, no arguments, no nothing. Just kids out there playing. Why can't football be that way? Why can't we just play? Why can't we take all the communities, put them together and play? Because some people just have to win. They can't get past the idea of the potential of losing. And I'm sorry. South Charleston we have not been very, very talented in the last couple of years. But so we're not a threat of winning and losing. That's not, we don't play because we're worried about winning or losing. We play to win, but we're trying to teach our kids that competition is everything. And to compete is all that we got. But we got adults who don't see it that way. And then they want to turn around and then they want to say, what would it take for me to get mad? What would it take? What if I did not get mad at this? That makes no sense to me. Football is all I know. And the benefit of football for me, I can see the benefits for some of these kids that are like me and maybe be dreaming of the same things that I dreamt of. And you're in the way because you got in the way before I said anything. And I'm sorry, my mom's told me to fight. She told me never give up on a fight. And in my heart of hearts, I am right. And you guys are wrong. And if you're not fighting for us and you're in the league, I'm sorry. You got to say something. Let these people in. Let these teams play, man. It ain't no big deal. Just let them play. They're going to win, lose, whatever. Let them play. That should be happening. Somebody should not be able to sit in a seat and make it, and you can get a unanimous decision on no, don't let him in. Because I don't say anything at a game. I sit on the sideline, make sure the coaches do the right thing, the kids do the right thing, the parents do the right thing. That's all I do. Don't hurt my team. You don't have to speak to me. I won't speak to you. Don't hurt my team. But you're going to have, at some point, we're going to have to meet We're going to have to meet in the middle and have this discussion. I'm ready. And if we don't have this discussion, okay, you force us to do. You don't give us any options. So I'm here on my overtime, saying let's sit down in the room and let's have this discussion of everything and all the things. Tell me why you don't want me. Tell me why you didn't want my team, the city of South Charleston's team, initially, before we even got here. Because you told us no before I said anything. So I publicly ask for you to sit down with me, the board, Jacob, Arnold, Sean Zuniga, who are the directors at the South Charleston Community Center, Kayvon Cutler, and sit down and tell us what the expectations are, what your reasonings are, how bad I've been, all of that. But at least sit down. You can still say no, but sit down and sit in front of us and have a conversation. That's all I ask. I'm asking the Appalachian Football and Cheer Conference to sit down with me and some of the people in charge of the city of South Charleston and explain to us how all the things that I have said and why that is, important to you to keep us out of the league, but tell us why we didn't get in initially. I think it's justifiable why we didn't get in later, why you didn't change your mind. I get it. But tell us why we didn't get in initially, why we were stuck out initially. That's my question. That's my opportunity I'm trying to create an opportunity for you to sit in front of us and say, talk to us. Don't do it behind the curtain. Come sit down. Come sit down. And unfortunately, I won't be there when you guys come this weekend for basketball. See, isn't that crazy? We play in basketball. You got no issues with that. Football's different, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry I had to waste your time to try to get some calm, just get some peace, try to get some people to understand that I'm just sitting here trying to fight for some kids to be able to play. Let my kids play and tell me I can't come to the games at your place because I work in the city of South Charleston, so I'd have to be there at home. I don't have to be at the away games if you don't want me to be at your facility. Play our kids. Let our kids play. And let the adults go into a room and sit down and have a civil conversation and work this out. That's my plea. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Sickening as it feels, I'll let you go. I'm out.
The opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of WVRC Media, its management, employees, or sponsors. Follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Carl Lee. Visit WCHSnetwork.com/Let's Talk for more.